decided to tie on a different fly for bass fishing. You can see right here I've got quite a few selections. Let me get out here in front of them. What I've got is a little clouser right here, and this is just a little gurgler. I've been catching a lot of fish with him. And then I have another small fly on here that's just pretty much a little shad pattern. Maybe a little baby bass, I'm not sure. A little fish. It's about the size of what they've been eating. And then I decided to go ahead and, before I get to those guys, I'm going to take this little crawl pattern and I'm going to chunk him around. But I want to show you a couple things first. When I felt my leader on my line, I always run my fingers down it, and I could feel a lot of abrasion from the other day when I was fishing with it for around some trees and catching a lot of bass. So we're going to just tie a new little tippet on here, and our tippet is our little tippet is 17-pound fluorocarbon. So around here we've got to have pretty tough line, and we're going to just splice on a section of that to, I think, is already 17-pound fluorocarbon coming off of my leader. So we're going to just do a little blood knot right here. And it's hard to get these old fingers. As you get my age, your dexterity kind of goes away. Your eyesight goes away. And it makes it challenging to do these small things. So if I look a little clumsy, it's because I am. But hey, got it first try. Okay, so here we go. All right, good knot. Test it really good. Now we're gonna trim the little tag ends off of it. And then we're gonna pull this down to get the right length. We don't want it any longer than our entire rod. Some people like it just 4 or 5 feet. That's fine. I like to start out maybe a little longer just because I'm always changing and I go through a lot of leader during the day. So this is a really simple little crawl pattern that I absolutely love. Now in the springtime it's done me real well. I've caught a lot of fish. I caught a lot of bedding fish with it, and so I'm very partial to it. But I wanted to show you one other thing. I've got this loop knot that I'm tying here, non-slip loop knot. But I keep in my boat some Sharpies. And the reason I do that is because sometimes I want to sharpen up these colors or maybe add some color. Sometimes the material I use to tie these with, it all looks the same, and I like to have a little contrast on there for the fish to catch it. So right here on this, I already colored this orange part once, but it's already really faded. So, but I also want to add a little black. This is just Zonker that I use for these claws. So I add a little black. So I've got a nice contrast. I'm going to do it on this one. Now I'm just doing it on one side. I don't really care if it's on both sides. It's not that important. Oh, I've already got it on the other side. So now, because I want to sharpen those claws up, and I like that orange color on crawfish for bass, so we're just going to go ahead and just add a little more orange to my finger and the and the fly. Me and my finger, because we don't care. Gonna add a little orange there, and we're gonna add a little orange here. Now I'm gonna do a video showing you how to tie these. They're very simple. Everything I do is in-house, including the eyes and everything. I don't buy any of that stuff. You don't need to. And that's kind of what we're gonna end up with. And he can be real effective if that's what they're looking for. And I've also got this little weed guard on him. Now I got that from the off the internet, and basically what I do is I tie that on and I just test it with my finger, and if my finger goes over it, it doesn't get hooked, that's good enough for me, and the fish will still get down to that hook. But when you pull these, if you'll pull them sort of slow through the brush, they generally will stay free. You won't get hung up too much. All right, let's go fishing.